welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to make caramel corn, and the recipe I'm going to use for this is the caramel corn recipe that they use at the German Pavilion in Disney World. It is so good and you're going to love it. Very simple recipe. It calls for butter, and I've already melted my butter, and I'm actually going to double this batch, so I've got 1 cup of melted butter in here. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add the brown sugar. This is 2 cups of brown sugar because I am doubling. Okay, then a 1/2 cup of light corn syrup. Put all that in there. And then 1 teaspoon of salt. Okay, and I get this all mixed up, and it is going to boil. When it comes to a boil, then I'll be adding the vanilla and the baking soda. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this on the stove, and when it starts boiling, we'll come back. Okay, so as you can see, the mixture is now boiling, and one thing with this recipe is that you don't want to stir it while it boils, and it's going to be boiling for 4 minutes. We've got 2 more minutes before we take it off the fire. I've got my pan ready. This is where the popcorn is going to go after it's coated. I put it in the oven for an hour, stirring it every 15 minutes, and it's at 250 for that. Over here is the popcorn I'm going to be pouring the mixture on. And the recipe calls for 10 cups. This is not 10 cups, it's a little bit more than that because I'm doubling it, and I just like to use this big roaster pan because it holds what I need. I use the Stir Crazy popper when I pop my corn, but you can always use a air popper if you'd rather have that. What I'm going to be doing as soon as that timer comes off in about 1.5 minutes is we're going to be adding 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda and a teaspoon of vanilla. And then after that gets stirred in, then we just pour it all over here. So just a minute here. 1 more minute to go. All right, my timer just went off. So I'm going to take this off the fire, and I'm going to bring it over here. Now I'm going to go ahead and add the baking soda. You'll see how it happens when I add the baking soda. It just kind of starts foaming up a little bit. That, and then also the vanilla. Okay, so as soon as I do that, you can see how it just all of a sudden gets really foamy. Get that stirred up. And now I'm going to go ahead and pour it on top of the popcorn. So do this first. I'm just going to go ahead and go like this as I turn it. And then I'll be tossing this around as best as I can. And what's great about this is when it comes out, it doesn't really even stick to the pan. It's so awesome the way it just kind of comes out like that. Okay. All right, now I'm going to just quickly kind of toss this around as best as I can. Try to coat it. Now, there is a way you can also do this if you like. The recipe actually says that you should put the popcorn in a brown paper sack and then pour the caramel over it, but I just feel like when you do that, you'll lose a lot of the candy part into the sack. So I would rather do it like this. Okay, so I'm just going to get this as best I can, and then I'm going to put it in that pan over there. I'll bring that over here so you can see that one. It's just a little flatter and it'll spread out a little bit better. Higher sides on this helps me to keep this in just a little bit better. Okay, now I'm going to get this pan, and this is a nice big baking pan, and some people, they like to put a parchment paper on it, but this is like a non-stick pan, and I'm being a little bit sloppy, and that's okay. I'm going to get this all in here. Just set that over there, and then spread it around the pan. I did a huge amount of popcorn this time. And if you do less popcorn, you're going to be able to coat it a little bit more than you see right here, but I think I've got it pretty good. I'll add that back on there. Pretty good amount. All right. All right, and that is it. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the oven, and it will cook cook for an hour. I'll take it out every 15 minutes to stir it, and after an hour it'll be ready. So we'll be back and I'll show you what the end product looks like. And our timer just went off, so here we take it out, and ooh, it looks so good. Let me give it one last stir, and then just let it cool, and it is ready to eat. And this is just so delicious. And you can check my blog. I'll have a link to it in the description of this video, and you can make your own. And it is just delicious. So, yes, very, very good. Again, if this is something you want to try, check my blog, and I hope to see you the next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe.